Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Melissa, and I'm here to guide you through chair yoga. We will practice together for 30 minutes today. As we go through class, just a reminder to listen to your body. If any stretches do not work for your body, please skip them. You can come on out and you can modify. For your practice today, you'll want to have a chair to practice in. We'll be doing a variety of seated and standing stretches. If you need to adjust your screen, please do so. And today's practice will be a wonderful practice for relaxing the mind, relaxing the body. We're going to work on building mobility and flexibility throughout the body and also strength. To begin, let's find a comfortable seated position. If it feels comfortable, come more towards the edge of your seat. That way you can engage your core. It will also help you to elongate the spine. Maybe gaze down to your feet. Have your heels in line with your knees. Have your knees in line with your hips. And then feel that your shoulders are over the hips. Let's take an opportunity to close the eyes if that feels comfortable. And then as you exhale, try to relax your eyebrows, your jaw, your shoulders. Take time here to connect with your breath. We'll connect to the rise and the fall of the breath. Try to lengthen your inhalation and lengthen your exhalation. And then focusing on the breath, flowing in and flowing out of your nose. So we'll work on avoiding breathing through the mouth. Breathing through the nose lets the mind and the body know that everything's okay, that the body and mind can relax a bit. If you'd like, set an intention for class. And an intention can be anything. It may be that you want to relax a bit. Maybe if you're holding tension in your body, letting that go. There's really no right and no wrong intention. Let's take an opportunity here to gently draw the chin into the chest. We'll just let our head hang heavy like a weight. And then gently rock your right ear to your right shoulder. And then as we pause here, just feeling that nice stretch into the left side of the neck. Let the breath bring you back through the center. We're going to take that left ear to the left shoulder. Let's take ourselves back through the center. And then gently circling the head here. So we'll just find a little bit of fluid movement. Maybe closing the eyes and just really connecting with this movement. With each rotation, just melting away tension in the body and in the mind. We will reverse. Let's circle in the other direction. And then as you circle this way, maybe notice if it feels more natural to circle this way. Maybe it feels a little unnatural to circle this way. From our neck circles, let's begin to bring that into the torso. So begin to gently shift the weight around from side to side. And this is a nice movement for starting to warm up the low back, the upper back. Also great for getting into the sides of the body. Let's reverse. We will flow in the other direction. And then as you're circling, maybe feel the body reacting to the movement. As you shift your weight off to the right, feel the left sitting bone and leg lift up and lift off of the chair a bit. We're going to bring ourselves back through the center. Let's take the legs out nice and wide. Feet will come out wider than the hips. And then a gentle swish of the knees to the left and then off to the right. Just maintaining that breath in and out through the nose. We'll begin to drop our knees to the left and we'll face off towards that left wall. We'll work a little bit with our warriors today in the chair. To begin, we'll start by creating 90-degree angle in the legs. So we'll want to have our left heel and knee and hip in line, and then same thing on the right side. Feel free to hold onto your chair if you would like. You could sweep your hands up. And we're going to breathe here. So this is our knee down warrior. Let's feel a strong connection to the core. Feel your tailbone tuck. Feel your navel move back and up towards the spine a little bit. Let's bring our hands to heart in prayer. We're going to try for a twist here by hooking our right elbow on our left knee. We'll take a nice full breath to lengthen. Let's take that right elbow to the outside of your left knee. And exhale, twist it out. And as you're twisting here, let's try to breathe into the twist for our low back, mid back and upper back. And then releasing from the upper, mid, and low back. Let's begin to gently unwrap the pose. We'll work on straightening out our right leg behind us now. So working with a crescent warrior. Feel free to take your right foot to the right a little bit. You might need a little bit of space there for your knee. The foot doesn't have to be directly behind your hip. And this leg might not get straight, but really try to activate the back leg. So we do want to press out through the back of the knee and heel. Hold onto your chair if you'd like. Option to extend your hands up. Let's see if we can create a little sensation of squaring our hips and our shoulders forward. We might take that right shoulder and right hip forward, and then left shoulder and left hip comes back. Hands to heart. Let's try our twist here. Full breath to lengthen. We're going to exhale. We're going to twist off towards the left. So right elbow hooks on your left knee. And maybe try to encourage the prayer hands to the center of the chest. Let's breathe here. We're going to inhale, lengthening our spine. Exhale, twisting a little deeper. Let's gently come out of this one. We're going to try warrior one. So feel free to hop that right foot to the right even more this time. We'll try to press our whole foot down. We'll be at a 45-degree angle in the right foot. We're going to press into the outer edge of our foot and also into the heel. We'll try to square our hips and shoulders forward. Hands can reach up. Nice big breath here. And then trying to breathe into the stomach, into the ribs, into the chest. And then releasing from the chest, the ribs, and the stomach. Let's take a full inhale here. Exhale, we'll open to warrior two. You may have to just readjust a little bit here in the chair. We're going to aim to square our hips, shoulders forward, arms are going to stretch out. And then this right foot can move forward a little bit. It doesn't have to be back in line with your hip. Let's try to feel the arms really active here. Imagining if you could see yourself that you would have a long line from fingertips to fingertips, long line through the shoulders. Let's take a big inhale here to lengthen our spine. Exhale, we'll take a reverse warrior two position. And maybe that right hand glides down your right leg. You can also wrap your arm around your low back, reach for the other hip crease, maybe take a half bind here. Taking those full breaths in and out, find that expansion between the ribs. Let's take ourselves back into warrior two position. We'll float our left arm to the left leg. And then feel free to bring that hand down to the ground if you want it a little bit more. Top hands can be to the sky. You can also have your arm frame your ear. You can also take your arm around your low back. Maybe reach for the other hip crease, finding that half bind. So just working with what works best for your body in this moment. Let's take an opportunity to come back on up. We're going to pause in our warrior two pose. Let's focus on our breath, gently flowing in through our nose and flowing out through the nose. We'll gently relax the hands down. We're going to walk those feet in. Feet will be wider than hips. And then gentle swish of the knees to the left and to the right. Let's gently drop the knees off towards the right. I'm going to spin off to the right side of the room. We're going to start with that knee down warrior pose. Hands to the sky. You can always hold onto the chair for support if needed. Let's see if we can gently relax our shoulders away from the ears. Create that space between the ears and the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades moving down the back body. We'll take the hands to the heart. Full breath here to lengthen. Let's twist off to the right. Maybe gaze off that right shoulder and just notice if that helps you move a little deeper into your spinal twist. Let's come back to center. Let's transition. We'll take it to our crescent warrior, also called the high lunge warrior. So we're going to hop that back foot back a little bit more. You can always move it off to the left side to give yourself some space here. Holding on to your chair, maybe hands reach and stretch up. Let's see if you can find length on your inhalation. And then also find length on your exhalation. Hands to the heart. Full breath to lengthen. Let's twist. Exhale. Breathe into the twist for the stomach, the ribs, the chest. Breathing in. Reset back, crescent. And then we'll transition to that warrior one pose. And hop our left foot to the left a bit more. We'll have our back foot grounded, back foot at a 45-degree angle. Hands reach and stretch up. Letting tension melt from the body as you exhale. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyebrows. Relax your shoulders. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, we'll open into warrior two position. So again, maybe just readjusting a little bit here. Arms float up. And then our back foot. We'll just want to make sure that our back foot is straight with that wall that's behind us. We don't want our toes pointing out or shifting in too much. So just nice straight foot there. Have shoulders right over the hips. And the feet don't actually move, but almost imagine that there were magnets on the feet and that the feet could draw in towards one another. Getting nice and grounded through our feet. We'll lengthen our spine as we inhale. And then on your exhale, we'll take our reverse. We'll come into our peaceful warrior two. And then imagine creating this nice long line that flows from your right hip to the right fingertip. Let your breath draw you back through center. Reset into warrior two. And then we'll lower the arm to leg for a lateral angle. And then here, almost create a little twist sensation in the shoulder. So see if you can take your left shoulder and draw it back a little bit. And right shoulder, let it draw under slightly. And then just getting this really nice opening through the heart space. Engage your core. Let's float ourselves back. Warrior two. And then aligning here, let's feel that the shoulders are over the hips. Sometimes we reach forward a little bit or if we're reaching back too much. But just feel that alignment of your shoulders stacked right over your hips. We can gently release the hands down. We're going to do a little reset on our legs. Let's gently switch the knees to the left, to the right. And then we'll come back through to center. Let's get our alignment here and seated. So we'll have our heels in line with knees, knees in line with your hips. Let's work on straightening out our right leg. Our left leg will stay bent. You're going to take a full breath here to lengthen. And then we'll fold down as you exhale. And if you would like, you could reach down for the foot. You could pull the foot in towards the body a little bit. We are really going to activate that right leg. So let's press firmly out through our heel and then firmly out through the back of the knee. And then moving from the core, we'll begin to rise up. Right foot plants, left leg. Let's reach it out in front. Flex the foot. Press through the heel, back of the knee. We'll fold down as you exhale. Option two, reach for the foot. Pull the foot in towards the body a bit more. Breathe into the calf stretch. Breathe into the hamstring stretch. And then we'll begin to rise on up. Let's reset back to seated and we'll meet in a standing position. So as we come on up to stand, let's grab onto our chair and access the seat of the chair. We're going to bring that chair off to the left side of us and we're going to work with our left leg to begin. So you can walk to the side of the chair a little bit. We're going to start by bringing that left knee onto the chair for support. And the nice thing about this stretch is there are a lot of different levels and options. So one option is to just have the knee on the chair, bending the knee and encouraging the foot into the body. If you feel that you can reach for the foot, feel free to do that. You can grab on the outside of the foot. And if you wanted more of a shoulder stretch, you can always grab on the inside of the foot. You can just see what works best for your body there. And if you're feeling flexible and strong with the balance, you can just step away from the chair as well. So we're just going to hold this pose for a moment. This is a nice opportunity to stretch and open our quads. Also the hip flexor and the psoas in the front of the hip. And these tend to get really tense and tight when we are sitting a lot through the day. So really a good stretch for everyone. Let's take a nice deep inhale here and a nice deep full exhale here. Let's gently release the foot down. We're going to change sides. So come onto the other side of your chair. And then find that expression, that variation that works best for you. Let's try to find a spot to focus on. So we call that our drishti point. A spot for focus, for concentration. And then once you find that spot, not letting the eyes shift at all. Also see if you can get nice and grounded through all the parts of your left foot. Press through the inside, through the outside. And then noticing your body's natural tendency if you tend to roll in or tend to roll to the outside of the foot. Let's gently release that one. As the foot comes down, let's give it a little shake out the legs, shake out the feet. We're going to reach for our chair and then we'll want to access the seat. We'll do a little stretching with that seat. Let's start by bringing our feet in line with our hips. Hands will reach up, full breath here. Let's take our hands down, we'll fold. And we will shake out the legs here. So you can bend one knee and then bend the other knee. Maybe shake and relax your head yes, and shake and relax your head no. As you make your way back into your forward fold, you can feel free to bend into your knees. We'll float through the cat and the dog stretch. Lower the stomach, lift the heart. Press into the chair. Let's round the back body. Just move with the breath here. Try to lengthen your spine as you breathe in. Lengthen your spine as you breathe out. Let your shoulders relax from your ears. We'll create a little space between the ears and the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades moving down the back body. And then on the exhale, round the back body. Imagining creating some space between the shoulder. Let's bring ourselves to neutral spine. We'll walk our hands to the right side stretch. Try to ground evenly in both of your feet. Let the breath take you back through center. Exhale, hands to the left. Maybe gaze off that left shoulder. Does that draw you a little deeper into that side stretch? We'll come back through to center. Take a deep bend in your right knee. Right hand will plant. Left hand will lift. We'll take an open twist. Imagine creating this long line that flows fingertips to fingertips, flow through the shoulders. We'll lower the left hand down. Keep your right knee bent. We'll take right hand up. So we'll take a closed twist here. Also a nice twist for the spine, but also a nice IT band stretch for the legs. Let's reset back through to center. Left knee will bend, left hand will plant, right hand will lift. Full breath in through your nose, full breath out through your nose. Releasing that right hand down, left hand lifts. Keep that left leg bent. Maybe encourage that left hip to draw back a little bit just so that your hips stay nice and even here. Come back through into your forward fold. We'll walk it back into down dog with the chair. So in down dog, just being mindful of not bringing a lot of weight in your hands. The hands are very light. And it's almost a feeling that those hands could lift from your chair. So we'll send the weight back into our heels. We'll let our toes be light. We'll breathe into the stretch for the backs of our legs. Breathe into the stretch through the low back. Breathe into the stretch through the back body. Let's begin to either stay where we're at, and if you wanted to try down dog with legs wide, feel free to walk those legs out a little wider from one another. Again, not a lot of weight in the hands. You could even drop down onto the forearms on this one. I'm going to send those hips back and up. Back with your inhale and your exhale. And then to come on out, you can press into your hands. We'll walk our feet in towards one another, maybe heel toe the feet in. Walk your feet forward to a fold. Let's lower the stomach. We will lift up through the heart. And then a little bit of rounding of our back body. We'll take ourselves to standing. And gently floating your hands to your heart as you exhale. Let's bring our chair up to the right side. We'll start by getting nice and grounded in our feet. Right hand plants. We'll sweep that left arm up and over. See if you can take your left hip and press it off to the left. See if that helps you go a little deeper there in the stretch for your spine. Adding on, we can take our left foot in front. We'll just cross the legs. Send that left hip to the left. Maybe get a little bit more of that stretch into your hip. Stretch into the outer leg on the left side. And left foot can thread behind this time. Try to press evenly in both of your feet. We don't want to be heavier on one foot, light on the other. So nice, even distribution of weight in your feet. And then let's bring ourselves back up. Hand resets, leg resets, chair off to the left. Find your foundation through your feet. Left hand plants, right hand lifts. Feel the palm of your right hand face down so that you have a nice rotation in the shoulders. Right foot will step off to the left. Maybe see if you can spin that left shoulder under, right shoulder open. Let the heart shine up. And then let's take that right foot behind us to the left. Hips press to the right. Imagining that there was this object that you could just arc your body over. And then we'll come back on up. Hand resets, leg resets. Let's try a different variation of down dog. For this one, we are going to bring our hands onto the top of our chair. We are going to walk our feet back. And then very similar with the other down dog we tried today, not a lot of weight in the hands. So weight is back in your heels and the chair is really just there to help you stretch. Left hand can come to the outside of your right leg. Come into a little twist if you'd like. Always option to skip this one. And reset back to down dog. Let's take right hand to your left outer leg. And reset. Let's put ourselves back into down dog. Really draw the sitting bones up to the sky. And then we'll come on out. Let's walk our feet in towards the chair. We'll slowly flow up through the spine. As you come to stand, let's roll those shoulders out. Big inhale and exhale. Let's have our chair on the left side of us. And we'll take our left hand on the chair for support. We're going to try an eagle stretch here. We'll try for our balance. So let's take our right toes up and over. Maybe have a little half wrap here. And then we'll take that right arm under. We can wrap those arms up. And we'll just hold for a breath here. Inhale and exhale. We're going to let those arms release, leg reset, and then float your chair off to the right side. Left leg comes up and over. Option to wrap those arms up, left arm under, right arm over. Okay, inhale and exhale here. And then we'll let it go. Let's unwrap legs, unwrap the arms. We'll take a nice big breath in, take the shoulders up, back, and down. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope that you enjoyed today's chair yoga practice. Please leave me any comments or feedback in the chat. I look forward to being back with you next week. We have yoga on the yoga mat, Monday, 5:30 East Coast time, 45 minutes of stretching on the mat. I'll also be back on Tuesday with mindful stretch, 3 o'clock East Coast time, and that's 15 minutes of stretching on the mat. Have a wonderful day today, and I'll see you next time.